Ishiboy and Guru in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, oh my god, I just love you guys. I mean, you guys have shown so much love on the live. You guys came in, and the number this time was much better than the last one. I felt so much overwhelmed that you guys have been unreal support, and I really love to actually discuss a lot of things. And guys, I really don't want to patronize someone, but this guy Gaurang Singh has been unbelievable, donating plasma to the COVID affected people, and this guy is an unreal. He's a great example for us to follow. If you guys can do follow in his footsteps, and a great subscriber to have. Trust me on this, a great subscriber to have. Well, let's move on with the first news. Well, obviously, I've been really overwhelmed with the live, so much so that the transfer window, I have thought of doing 3 lives a week, and the only reason why I'm doing that is because I have to cover a lot of transfer news. And since the transfer window is open, we're going to do that. There's going to be a lot of content to cover, and for me, the best idea is to go live and get your opinions on that. So it'll be really great. Well, talking about it, Arsenal want to sign Wolves striker Raul Jimenez. According to Alexis Bernard, I completely don't believe in this whole opinion from Alexis Bernard, because Raul Jimenez is definitely out of the box option for Arsenal, and definitely not the first option at all. He's not the priority. Well, Malang Sarr is someone Arsenal are looking at, and he's available on a free transfer, which is for Arsenal would be very appealing. That's according to Charles Watts. I've already covered that in my last video. Well, here's a bigger one, but not from a trusted source. Mundo Deportivo has said Barcelona are considering loaning out Samuel Umtiti for a year with an option to buy for the buying club the year after. Arsenal, West Ham and Everton are the 3 English clubs who are said to be interested. It's going to be a good deal if we could get Samuel Umtiti on a loan, but the problem is Samuel Umtiti would want to get first team action regularly, but I don't think so. Our defense, if we've got Pablo Mari, who's currently back home, he will definitely towards the end of July, probably in some days, would return to Arsenal's rehabilitation process in the club. So I don't think so. I think we should go for Samuel Umtiti. But if you're talking about experience, but Samuel Umtiti would want to be acclimatized to this league as well. So I don't think Samuel Umtiti to Arsenal. No, it shouldn't happen. Joelson has featured in the last few games. However, he has not been named in the squad for today's game against Benfica. Kia Joorabchian as well as Arsenal staff are expected between Monday or Tuesday with the aim of meeting with the officials to close the deal. It'll be exciting to speak about it when the transfer window opens with you guys about the whole Joelson Fernandes. But here's the biggest part. I have already covered that in my live. If you haven't watched my live, here's the big news for you. Atletico Madrid reject an oral offer from Arsenal for Thomas Partey on his strength, because Matteo Guendouzi and an amount of money that is understood to be very cheap, because Atletico hold Guendouzi for just 25 to 30 million euros, and Arsenal rate him a lot, probably around 35 to 40 million euros. And obviously, if Atletico are considering Matteo at 25 to 30 million euros, they would want extra 20 to 25 million euros on top of that, so that Arsenal could definitely then sign Thomas Partey if it is going to be swap plus cash. So that is the reality of it, but that is far below Arsenal's rating, so negotiations are still continuing. You need to understand that negotiations have not broken down at all. Player wants to leave, and it's pretty much clear Arsenal are the best destination that he would ever hope for. Leeds boss Marcelo Bielsa is targeting Manchester United keeper Sergio Romero and Arsenal's Emiliano Martinez. The Whites, promoted back to the Premier League after the 16-year absence, have made signing a goalkeeper their top priority. I love Emiliano Martinez, but I don't think so it is happening, because Marcelo Bielsa already has 2 keepers in Kiko Casilla and one more. I don't remember his name, but they already have 2 good keepers. I don't think so he would go for a third backup option. And if you ask me, Emiliano Martinez would not want to be a third backup option in any club. In any club leaving Arsenal, he would not want to do that. So I think, plus Emiliano Martinez is fighting for his place for being the Arsenal number 1, which he has deserved. So let's see. Well, moving on. Stadiums at 25% capacity next season, because Premier League teams are likely to be without packed stadiums for at least another year as a result of the coronavirus. That's according to leading government advisor James Caldea. He said the Associated Press that only 25% of the capacity will be filled once arenas are able to open their doors to the public. Since last month's restart, all Premier League teams have been playing games behind closed doors. Fans have had to make do with watching matches on their TV, and it was hoped supporters would soon be able to watch their favourite players back in the stadium action live. Caldea says it will be very difficult for Premier League sides to host full stadiums while there is no vaccine available. And if the green light is given to arenas opening their doors, a maximum of just 25% of the seats will be filled. It makes sense, prevents the spread of the disease. But Arsenal and Manchester United are in the race to bag Gabriel Magalhaes. Well, United have actually reportedly joined Arsenal in the race to sign Lille star Gabriel Magalhaes. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to sign a new centre-back this summer. Well, he would want to bid adieu to Eric Bailly, and he has apparently identified Gabriel as the man to partner Harry Maguire next season. £22.5 million and Lille could let him go, but Napoli are really strong in getting him. Baird Leno is aiming to be back in full training next week, meaning he could be fit for the FA Cup final. It would be touch and go for the German after he got injured his right knee against Brighton on June 20th. Thankfully, it was only a moderate ligament strain. Well, talking about it, a ligament sprain, I'm sorry. Talking about it, Premier League clubs have agreed to start next season in September. The 20 current shareholder clubs held their last video meeting of the season and confirmed that the plans to begin should be on the weekend of September 12. It is understood the Community Shield will be confirmed at Wembley for August 30th, with the majority of Prem players then heading around Europe and the world for the first. Talking about it, let's see, but clubs and fans are set to discover the fixture schedule less than a month before the big kickoff. So let's see. Well, talking about more things, Arsenal star David Luiz has jokingly claimed that he'd have to get a haircut if he became a manager. The Brazilian is renowned for his wild curly locks, but admitted players would struggle to take him seriously with that look if he was in charge. Well, when asked about what style changes he'd make if he became a manager, Luiz says, "I'd put a suit on and cut my hair. I can't be a coach with this hair. Nobody is going to respect me." Kolasinac responded to that by saying, "Tracksuit. I don't think David would actually go through with that haircut. He can't. It's David. I think he'd look better with his hair. Really. Here's the reality. Well, the whole information is in Portuguese, but here's the reality. Joelson Fernandes' agent, Kia, will arrive in London as well. Arsenal official with the aim of a meeting between Monday or Tuesday, to close a deal for Joelson. So yes, that's the translation. It's pretty much clear that Joelson Fernandes to Arsenal, it could happen in the next week. That's why you coming live next week is going to be ecstatic as an Arsenal fan. It is going to be huge. Mikel Arteta says, people relate this Arsenal badge with success, emotion, joy and trophies. We cannot change that. We must not try to change that. It's what big makes us big. We only have to think like that. It's the only way to think about this club and its future. Well, here's the reality. Al Sadd manager Xavi has contacted the club and spoke of his intentions to acquire Mesut Ozil services for the 2020-2021 season. They have already acquired the services of Francis Coquelin, who is actually going to join Santi Cazorla, and it is possible that Mesut Ozil could leave Arsenal for Al Sadd. And here's what I got, a very sad news as well, because Xavi is actually, is confirmed that he is COVID positive. Get well soon, Xavi, and make sure that Mesut Ozil to Al Sadd happens. Partey, actually, here's the reality. According to a source, nothing has been heard of anything about Matteo Guendouzi's swap offer from Arsenal, but Arsenal have already been ready to meet his release clause for a while now. That is why this rating has his chances of signing for Arsenal has increased. Before decision was made, Arsenal have considered a swap deal with Lacazette. At this point, Guendouzi wasn't going to leave, so he wasn't considered for now. But if the news is true, let's see. That clearly means that we would need more amount of money, and probably that would also mean that we do have a lot of money. But moving on, Arsenal, talking about it, Atletico are in the Champions League and do not need to sell Partey. In recent years, City, Barcelona and Bayern all paid the release clauses of Rodrigo, Griezmann and Lucas, and Arsenal will have to do the same. That is, pay the release clause of Thomas Partey and get him straight away. So that's going to be happening, isn't it? But here's the reality. Folarin Balogun is not being named. The 6 young players have been shortlisted for the 2019-2020 Premier League 2 Player of the Season award, and Folarin Balogun has not been named in that. He's been robbed of that opportunity, just like Kevin De Bruyne has been robbed of the opportunity of winning the FWA Player of the Season. Folarin Balogun has scored 10 goals in the season, is the topmost scorer, and he's not in that list. Does not make any sense. Folarin Balogun is robbed of the opportunity, isn't it? But here's the reality. I do not believe in this, but there's also a clarification from James Ollie. He says Arsenal's transfer budget less than £30 million if they win the FA Cup and gain entry to the Europa League next season. It may be a little more than that. And transfer targets, Gunners have been tracking Atletico Madrid's Thomas Partey for some time, but the latest noises from Spain suggest that €50 million rated midfielder will sign a contract extension. If so, sources say that Arsenal will go to Danilo Pereira as an alternative. And Arteta's side are keen on tracking taking Ceballos on a permanent transfer to do this, Emirates club are ready to offer between up to 35 million euros. I don't believe both of this thing. Ceballos is definitely rated high, but not at 35 million euros. If that is the case, Arsenal should not go for him. And here's the reality about Thomas Partey. Arsenal's budget is not 30 million pounds. No, it's not. It's really not. It's a little bit of misconception here. Also, since he's a good alternative, Arsenal have scouted several centre backs, including Samuel Umtiti and RB Leipzig's Dayot Upamecano, but they won't come cheap. Celtic striker Odsonne Edouard is one possible option as a replacement for Aubameyang. Aubameyang's future is in the balance, but both parties are working towards a deal as well. But talking about it, transfer budgets for United, it will be 100 to 150 million pounds. For Chelsea, it will be 120 million pounds. For Tottenham, it will be 50 to 60 million pounds. But that is according to ESPN FC. Arsenal, it will be less than 30 million pounds. I do not agree with it. I do not agree with it, and I'll tell you why I do not agree with it, because it is really low in terms of how Arteta has been promised by Stan Kroenke that there will be investment coming up. It could be through player sales, anything could be happening, but I don't think so it will be 30 million pounds. It is so low and so wrong. James Ollie actually reverted to it. He says, thanks for picking this up, but just to clarify, this is only an estimate informed by conversations I've had. As Arteta himself has said publicly, even the club has said, we don't know the exact budget yet. Not until European qualification is known. Player sales clearly a factor too. So this is excluding player sales. This is excluding the whole European situation. Will Arsenal get a good amount of money? Will they qualify for the Europa League? And if they win the FA Cup, they also generate good amount of money. If they finish 8th, they are going to generate 4 to 5 million pounds extra. So that's the reality. Arsenal's budget. If anyone tells you Arsenal's budget, there's some news that Arsenal's budget is around 30 to 40 million pounds. Do not believe it at all. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. You guys have been loving me in the live, and it's a great gesture to tell you guys that I love you back. And it's really great to see you. Hope that you can tune into on Monday's live as well. I'll let you know what I'm going to talk about. But it is the start of the transfer window. Anything related to transfer window has always been the lively topic on this channel. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers. And if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, bro, you're missing out on a lot. Trust me on this.